Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm Lynda Lamp here, and I'm here to read the final installment of my book, Walking Through Your Walls, Loving Yourself and Everyone Else. I've been coming here every Sunday for the last 11 or 12 weeks. I think we missed a week or two due to technical difficulties, so maybe it's even been 13 weeks that we've been doing this. And I really appreciate everybody who's been following along either live or in the replays when you can watch them anytime on YouTube or Facebook. And I wanted to also give you a sneak peek as to what I'm going to be doing next. And also ask for your feedback about your thoughts about how this whole process worked. Hi, Amber. Thank you so much for joining me. I would love some feedback because this is the first time I've attempted anything like this in terms of a program or an offering live. And I don't know how well it's really worked. I don't know. Things that I would love feedback on are, when is it helpful to get the notices? Like today, I realized about a half an hour before we started that I had never posted a notice we were doing this. Now, we've only been doing it for 11 or 12 weeks, so, I guess there's a part of me that thinks everybody knows, but I know that's not really true. So how far in advance is it helpful to get these notices? Or is it helpful? Does it matter? I know I see people that just go live on Facebook and there wasn't any advance warning. And because I happen to be there, I can catch it. But it might not time out well either for me. And then it's hard when those things happen to know where you would go to, how to go back and find it easily. So I'm all about trying to do this in the most efficient way that everybody gets the most out of it. So if you have any clues about how that would help you, please share them with me. You can either do it in the stream here, or you can send an email to questions@walkingthroughyourwalls.com, or you can text me at 907-351-3003. Now, in terms of the sneak peek as to what's coming, this may not be the final title, but I did energetically come up with a name, fine-tuned it energetically, Spiritual and Heart-Based Coaching, I think it said. And so what it's going to be is it's going to be a live program where you either live or have pre-submitted challenges in your world, things that make your day difficult to stay in a spiritual place. It can be an individual interaction. It can be a setting that you work within. It can be anything. And I'll help you spiritually frame your viewing of it and your response to it. Because it really seems that that's where the world is struggling. We have a lot of religion out there telling us what to do and what to think and how to be. And we're not solving the world's problems with those religions at this point, not a single one of them. And so it comes down to us individually. That's how we're going to solve it. And we can be spiritual and divine in ourselves and in our daily lives, and we can do it and do it well. We need a lot of help. Yes, Amber, we do. We need a lot of help. I agree with that. And it's not so much help, it's just guidance. Like, everybody has the answers within them. It's just that everybody doesn't know that. People don't know that. And so that's, and then you tell them that and they're like, how do I find them? And so that's what I'm here for, right? Is to shine the light on how you find the answers within so that you can be the divine being you came here to be. I don't think there's a single religion out there that has put it in those words. So that's what's coming. If I'm right, we're going to finish the book today. So we're at supplement 5 and we'll go ahead and get started. Learning to control your words. And this is your throat chakra. There's a quote from Alice Miller. If it's very painful for you to criticize your friends, you're safe in doing it. But if you take the slightest pleasure in it, that's the time for you to hold your tongue. In addition to controlling your thoughts, you need to learn to control your language. not just with others, but with yourself. It is often easier to focus on changing our language with others than to turn off the critical self-talk in our heads. Get rid of all limiting words, such as never, can't, won't, shouldn't, no, maybe, might, could, isn't, ought, etc. Even hope. You might be asking yourself, what's wrong with the word hope? Hope implies a lack of faith. Hope conveys to everything that you are unsure. Remember, everything is listening. The tone of your language is critical. The words you use are critical. Thoughts and words are things. They have a vibrational frequency like everything else. Remember abracadabra? Yes, you create as you speak. Not under certain circumstances, but always. Remember that you are creating. You are a creator. Remember, everything is energy. Everything has a frequency. You create by working with frequency, whether it's conscious or unconscious. Okay, sorry, I got distracted by seeing a comment on the screen, and I shared it, and we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it when we finish. You create by speaking. Your thoughts and spoken words are things. They exist. And their energy goes out from you and permeates all that is around you. Joel Osteen said, "You can change your world by changing your words. Remember, death and life are in the power of the tongue." What do you want? Rather than complaining or talking about what you don't have or what you don't want, switch it up. What do you want? Speak about what you want as if you already have it, or you know it to be on your way. Know that as you declare to the universe your desires, that everything is listening, and the entire universe will work to fulfill your desires. Let me say this, however, what you want cannot involve harm to anyone else or be motivated by selfish, mean, or unpleasant desires. You are a part of the whole. Therefore, you must stay aware that what you do affects the whole. Anything selfish or mean is an attempt to separate yourself from the whole, and that will not serve you. What happens to another happens to you. All that is will not help you if it means hurting anything else in any way, because it is not going to hurt itself. Words have a frequency, so it's important that you choose a high frequency for yourself and high frequency words if you want to raise your vibrations, your frequency, and your energy. And just a side note, this is again why I'm so obsessed with numerology and fine-tuning phrases and words to the highest frequency they can be. You can refer to page 1, and that's funny, 123, for review of the Hawkins Scale of Consciousness, or visit the book website, walkingthroughyourwalls.com, to see some graphics. Also, Lynda Lamp. It's all been consolidated into Lynda Lamp, but you can go to walkingthroughyourwalls.com. It'll still take you there. The Hawkins Scale is a very useful gauge by which to measure your energetic reading and output. As you'll see on that scale, love is at 528 hertz. Fear is down around 100. And infinite love is at 700 to 1,000 hertz. So your language is important. If you're speaking fearfully or in a discouraged or depressed way, you are magnetizing that kind of energy to yourself. If you're speaking lovingly and with faith and purpose, then you are magnetizing this kind of energy to yourself. If you're speaking of things you don't want, you are magnetizing those things to you. Speak always of what you do want. When you are required to pay when you are required to pay more tax, for example, think of it as an opportunity to give to the larger whole, rather than feeling resentful that you must pay more. Instead of saying you're paying more tax, say, as my friend Rissy says, I'm giving more back. Put a positive spin on everything. It's always possible to find a positive or uplifting way to say something. For example, imagine a meditation circle where each participant has lit a candle. When the meditation is over and we've concluded our meeting, there is a danger of spilling wax if the candles are moved. So we ask, please blow your candle out and leave it where it is, instead of saying, please blow your candle out, but don't move it. It may be subtle, but can you feel the difference energetically? Watch your words as they leave you. Become an observer. Listen to how they fall as you speak them. Unless you are already aware of your words, you'll begin to realize as you listen how just in speaking you are altering the energy of your life. Many times with buts and don'ts and I can'ts. Speak with faith. Believe in and express your belief in unlimited possibility. Find ways to switch statements from negative energy to positive. Oliver Wendell Holmes Sr. said, speak clearly if you speak at all. Carve every word before you let it fall. All right, supplement 6, starting your day with a writing exercise, the third eye chakra. Natalie Goldberg said, whether you're keeping a journal or writing as a meditation, it's the same thing. What's important is you're having a relationship with your mind. Writing in a journal is an extremely powerful tool. Even more powerful and often overlooked tool is to be purposeful in your writing, rather than just writing your thoughts, as many people think when they hear journal. Writing by hand is a powerful connection to your brain and all of the cells in your body. There is a secret to handwriting. In the tools section in Volume 2, we'll talk about the power of handwriting in more depth, including how to make your handwriting powerful through the focus of your handwritten strokes. In the meantime, it's well proven that children benefit when they write by hand, and a study in the Journal of Cognitive Neuroscience shows that adults learning a new language remember its characters better if they write them out by hand than if they produce them with a keyboard. It's my personal theory that this one tool of repetitive writing can do wonders to shift energy in your life. It's a really good way to start your journey and an excellent habit to start your day with. By writing the same thing each morning, you are reprogramming your subconscious. Repetitive writing is one of the most powerful, reliable, and fastest ways to reprogram your subconscious and conscious mind. Why do you think teachers used to make students write phrases on the blackboard? Do you remember that? I am quiet and keep my hands to myself. Or I listen to the teacher and I am respectful. Or I am kind to the other kids and treat everyone as I would like to be treated. Some teachers who didn't quite understand how life works would have had kids write things in the negative. I will not talk in class, for example. But they are still trying to employ the same reprogramming principle. I spend as much as 2 hours in the morning focused on repetitive writing. It becomes a form of meditation. Over the years, the text I have written has changed significantly, but the purpose has always been the same: to become the best me I can be, to become the me I came here to be the me I was sent here to be, to fulfill my life purpose, whatever good that may be. I use journals stamped with Mahatma Gandhi's quote, "Be the change you want to see in the world." Unfortunately, they're not available anymore. They were lovely. They were leather, and that was imprinted, embossed on their cover. I can tell you that if you can make it your mission to be the best that you can be, you will never go wrong. I write out a combination of several select pieces, which I will share with you here and also list independently in the appendix. The Credo has become my favorite writing. I like the Credo because it really covers you from head to toe, inside out, and takes long enough, about 45 minutes to write out, that it gets your focus for a sustained time. I also write out the Unite Invocation and the 8 intentions that make up We Love Us. These 2 latter pieces are great if you only have a few minutes to dedicate. You can alternate them each day if you are limited on time. You can start with the time you have, even if it's only 5 minutes. But the longer you spend, the faster you will see results. If you take up this practice of ritual writing and it becomes an integral part of the start of your day, you will feel a difference. You will see a difference. Life will start to get easier and magic will show up. And just a footnote there, magic is always here. It's just that we don't see it unless we're in the right frequency. J.B. Priestley said, I have always been delighted at the prospect of a new day, a fresh try, one more start, with perhaps a bit of magic awaiting somewhere beyond the morning. I believe in taking control of life, and a good way to start is developing a ritual for your morning. By establishing a ritual for your morning, you can help start the day on the right foot. If you already have a practice of yoga or another mindful practice, and you can integrate some repetitive writing into it, you will significantly augment your routine. I've been using the technique of writing something that reflects my intentions each morning for years and years. In 2015, I adopted the habit of writing out the credo below, taken from chapter 12 of The Life and Teaching of the Masters of the Far East, Volume 5 by Baird T. Spalding. The version below is my adapted, religiously neutral version of the credo, in keeping with the writings of this handbook. In Appendix 1, I have this version again and also the original version, so you can compare them. Although there is some dispute as to whether the works of Baird T. Spalding are the journals of authentic trips to the Far East, there is no dispute that the content of his writings contain great wisdom and powerful teachings. I have found this piece of writing to be an incredibly powerful tool when written repetitively. When I discovered this credo, I knew immediately how powerful it is. Since I have adopted it, I have noticed a huge change in my physical condition. I feel better physically as I write this than I did when I was 20 years old. Here's the credo. The goal is to become one with all that is. You can start your day as all that is by taking your first thought of within your own form. Let me say that the goal is established and always has been established. You are eternal life. Heavenly image, and the oneness of all that is. Oneness men, oneness women. Let me also state that there is no thing or no one to compel you to think of these things. It must be a free will offering of your all that is self. I am united with universal life and power, and all of this strength is focused in my entire nature, making me so positive with energy that I send it out to every form, and I make it so positive that all may be transformed into harmony and perfection. I know that they are all in accord with infinite life and freedom and peace. My mind is fully polarized with infinite intelligent wisdom. Every faculty of my entire body finds free expression through my mind, and all humanity does express the same. My heart is filled to overflowing with peace, love, and joy of oneness. I see in every face that conquering oneness. My heart is strong with love, and I know that it fills the heart of all humanity. Life fully enriches my entire bloodstream and fills my body with the purity of eternal life. Is all life. I am inspired with life with every breath, and my lungs take in life with every breath, and it fills my bloodstream with vitalizing life. My stomach is the digestive energy of intelligent and almighty life. Every organ of my body is infused with health and harmony, and my entire organism works in complete harmony. I know that all my organs are infused with intelligence. All are conscious of their duties, and they work together for the health and harmony of my being. I am the energy that fills all space. I am constantly drawing in this energy from all-pervading life. I know that is all-wise and loving intelligence, imparting to me the mighty eternal life, and I realize the full dominion from the indwelling presence in my complete body form. I praise within for the healing perfection of life. All is life, and I allow all life to come into expression. All that is says, my words are spirit and they are life, and if a person keep my words, they will never see death. The intelligent all that is, the oneness, sends forth abundance of love to the entire universe. Supreme mind is everything. I am supreme mind. I am supreme wisdom, love, and power. From the very depth of my heart, I shout the glad tidings, thanksgiving, that I am this sublime and exhaustless wisdom, and I demand that I draw it to myself and become completely conscious of this ceaseless wisdom. Remember that thoughts and spoken words are things. Shout the glad tidings of joy that you are free, completely free from all limiting conditions. Then know that you are free and go forth completely free. I am born into this perfect power of the supreme mind of all that is. I am all that is. Let us walk among all people with the full realization that we exist to impart the joyous light of love to every soul. This, in reality, is the greatest privilege. For we radiate that boundless love of oneness and to every soul. Our souls thrill with the Holy Spirit, and we also feel the love of for all humanity. To feel and know this is to feel and know the oneness in all humanity. This endows us with the healing power and wisdom that Yeshua ben Joseph is endowed with. So that was the credo from Baird T. Spalding's work. And then and there was a footnote. Hang on, let's go back to that. So polarize in this context is to cause as light waves to vibrate in a definite pattern, and also to concentrate. So there are other meanings of the word polarize that you may have thought of that are to separate or to make opposite, but that is not the context that it's being used here in this credo. It's the more traditional, original polarize to cause as light waves to vibrate in a definite pattern or to concentrate. Okay, now moving on. The Unite Invocation is one of the other things I write out every morning in my journal. The Great Invocation is a very popular and well-known old world prayer, but because of my obsession with words and the energy of words and intentions, I was moved to modify the wording to create the 21st century model. So the Unite Invocation of my version. From the point of light within the mind of Source, let light stream forth into the minds of all. Let enlightenment envelop earth and be known by every one. From the point of love within the heart of Source, let love stream forth into the hearts of all. Let infinite and unconditional love envelop earth and be felt by every one. From the center where the will of Source is known, let our purpose on earth stream forth and be known by all. Let the plan of love and light envelop earth and guide everyone. Let the plan of joy and happiness work out. And let love seal the door where all that's contrary dwells. Let universal light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Let there be peace and love and the pursuit of happiness for all. Let there be love for all of us, for the greatest good of all. Amen. At the end of each morning's writing session, I close with what I call my gratitudes. Now, what I don't have listed in here is the other thing that I write out is "We love us," which is from an earlier chapter. So we'll talk about that when I finish this. At the end of each morning's writing session, I close with what I call my gratitudes. I start by writing thank you 21 times, 7 lines of 3. As I write, I'm feeling my gratitude for life. I really focus on the feeling of gratitude, and I bring it up so I can actively feel it. My chest will swell with gladness, and I have a real physical response. I go on to write a page or two of thanks or gratitudes for everything in my life. I write thanks for my circumstances, for my husband, for my pets, for everyone who loves and supports me, for our customers, for our comfortable home. These writings will vary depending on how much room I have on a page or how much time I have. If I'm pressed for time and only have a few minutes to write, I start with gratitudes. If I have more time to write than I do, but at a minimum, I start my day by being grateful. Mother Teresa says, yesterday is gone and tomorrow has yet to come. We have only today. Let us begin. So then the other thing I write out are the intentions that make up We Love Us. So weaving a fabric of unity and peace worldwide, embracing Earth as irreplaceable and all life with respect, love and forgiving everyone unconditionally, openness, honesty, truthfulness, and transparency, volunteering and serving others daily, ensuring everyone has a voice and vote, uniting the divided with infinite love, solving our problems together in harmony. We love us. So it is my contention that if everyone were to adopt just those 8 phrases into their lives daily, we would change the world overnight into a loving, peaceful, harmonious place where we all have our eyes on the same goal, happiness and joy for everyone. So, supplement 7, the last chakra, the crown chakra, using the model of 7, intending your life with We Love Us. Oh, here it is. Haha. I should read my own book, I guess. So Elizabeth Kubler-Ross says, learning lessons is a little like reaching maturity. You're not suddenly more happy, wealthy, and powerful, but you understand the world around you better, and you're at peace with yourself. Learning life's lessons is not about making your life perfect, but about seeing life as it was meant to be. One of the basic problems facing humanity is that there is no guideline by which we all live. There are lots of people with ideas on how to make peace, but there is little agreement. There are many organizations pushing an agenda of love, of peace, of unity. The landscape's littered with them, and yet all of these things remain elusive. We Love Us is the answer to my prayer. How do we create a world that works for everyone? Through months of meditation, it became clear to me that the phrase is an acronym for 8 actions that can be taken to fix everything. Volume 3, Section 6 will go into We Love Us in greater detail, but for now, the beauty of it is that it is simple to understand and implement, and no one has to give up anything to adhere to the principles of We Love Us. I recommend you memorize the 8 intentions that make up the acronym We Love Us and live with these intentions to the best of your ability at all times. The 8 intentions or action statements that make up the acronym We Love Us are a rock solid way to live your life, live the life you want, to create a place of peace on earth, Eden Gaia, and to fulfill your purpose. And so here they are again. Say I am, preceding each statement. And that when you write it out, if you write it out with I am preceding each statement, it will make it yours. I am weaving a fabric of unity and peace at home and worldwide. I am embracing Earth as irreplaceable and all life with respect. I am loving and forgiving everyone unconditionally. I am offering openness, honesty, truthfulness, and transparency. I am volunteering and serving others daily. I am ensuring everyone gets a voice and vote. I am uniting the divided with infinite love, and I am solving our problems together in harmony. Quite simply, if everyone will adopt these 8 intentions and live each day by these principles, we'll quickly have the life we want. We'll have peace on Earth, Eden, Gaia. Wayne Dyer, if you want to be a voice for peace in the world, begin by making peace a permanent condition in your own life. Okay, the closing note, and then we'll go back to Amber's comment. The closing note about walking through your walls. Earl Nightingale said, our attitude towards others determines our attitude towards us. When you judge others, you do not define them, you define yourself. So the first edition of this book will be released amid the sound and fury of the pundits of fear. Let me just stop here for a second. So this came out in 2016, and yet it sounds as if it could have come out in 2020. The pundits of fear, among the noise and clatter of the chaos of politics, among the most contentious and lie-filled airwaves the country I live in has ever seen. There's never been a more important time to focus on love and truth and living consciously. The world is hanging in the balance. Remember the lesson from earlier in this volume that truth is elusive and often presented by people with ulterior motives and personal gain at hand. As Michael S. Terrell recaps so well in his book, The Sound of Healing, in the pursuit of proving evolution and Darwin's theory, Java Man, Peking Man, Nebraska Man, the Pitdown Man, Heidelberg Man, Neanderthal Man, Cro-Magnon Man have all have fabricated or problematic stories. Falsities and manipulations prevail. The same is true with all that we have ever been told, it would seem. Over and over, we see things we have long been told are true being revealed as false, frauds. More and more, we see that former news reports have been revealed as falsities. People try to cheat others or spread lies or make some other personal gain. The recent attack against Planned Parenthood, so recent in 2016, against Planned Parenthood with forged video footage portraying elements in conversations that never took place is a perfect example. The depth of deception to which unscrupulous people will stoop to persuade people of lies, all to serve their personal or political agenda, has reached new lows in the 21st century. The entire political system of the United States has been hijacked by a handful of billionaires. Little, if any, of what we see in mainstream media is unfiltered or uncensored. And I don't mean normal censorship meant to protect small children from overhearing dirty words. I mean the purposeful filtering of the truth and the substitution of lies and deception. Pants on fire has become the run-of-the-mill accusation in today's political arena. The media in the U.S. declared the Democratic presumptive winner the day before 5 states, including California, the largest population, voted, clearly a ploy to manipulate voter turnout. That was in 2016. It's hard to find people telling the truth or being honest. Remember that real truth is only found within. You are here to be the best good thing you can be. Turn inward to find your truth. Please remember this. Life is about love. To be here in this physical form is to be the love of the universe in physical form, in physical expression. You are creation in a human body. You didn't come here to be mean and nasty to others. You didn't come here to suffer or be miserable or unhappy. You didn't come here to live in pain or to inflict pain on others. You are the creator, the all that is, who has no interest in self-torture or self-inflicted misery, except and only when needed as a path to learning. This and never and never purposefully done that way either. God doesn't cause us pain in order to teach us something. That is not how that dynamic works. This is why when you truly understand who you are, you will become grateful for everything, even what appears as pain or suffering. Everything is a result of the divine mind. Therefore, everything is divine. Everything. All really is always well. All war, all suffering, all pain, all riots, all murders, all deformities, it's all divine because each moment is an opportunity to acknowledge the divine in the now. This is the ultimate enlightenment, to be able to say thank you for the experience, regardless of the experience, and any level of pain or suffering is true wisdom. For as we say thank you in the face of the most heinous acts, we learn the strength within. We see the way and help arrives. Carl Jung said, what you resist not only persists, but will grow in size. The ultimate secret of life is that it is your choice in each moment, in each second, what your mind will focus on and what thought you will embrace. Learn to ask to be shown the way to what you want. Focus on what you want and learn to ask for help. Learn to love what you have, that you have a life, that you can be here in this third dimension, learning things, learning how to be the best that you can be. By being the best that you can be, in the end, you discover love is all that matters. Learning to love yourself and learning to love others. Learning to make peace. These are the things you came here for. Everything else is a distraction, a distortion, a delusion. We all came here for love, joy, giving, and helping one another. By appearances, many people are a bit lost. We don't need the fear and loathing, but we are trapped by the fear. It is the thickest of the walls and the lowest of the frequencies. So as you negotiate your day as a member of society, if you have the privilege of being of age so as to have a voice in your government, please take what it says in this handbook seriously. Take your role and contribution to the greater whole seriously. Know and vote your heart. Vote for the people who promise peace, because peace is the one thing everyone agrees they want, and it is the one thing that will bring the healing needed to Earth, Eden, Gaia. Vote for candidates who consistently show the world they have a heart and unlimited love for one and all, and who stand for peace and for everyone. Remember the intentions in We Love Us. Vote for candidates who will bring us these ideals in physical application. If there are no candidates who fit the criteria, then that truly is a wake-up call. You must believe in your voice and that your voice makes a difference in these matters. Don't rule out the write-in candidate possibility. The state of Alaska proved a write-in candidate can win. Lisa Murkowski won a federal Senate seat, and that's not an easy name to spell either, which can make a big difference. A lot of times the rules are you have to spell it exactly right. And she won against a guy with the last name of Miller. He wasn't a write-in, but still. Remember, this life, your life, is yours and yours only to shape and no one else's. What you see in the external world, you are creating. This is your playground, your classroom, and your opportunity to grow. So walk with yourself gently on this path through your walls. Strive to be your best. Have compassion for your experience. It's truly yours. Walking through your walls is a process. It will not happen overnight. And we'll close with Lao Tzu. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And then there are some appendices. So the Credo, both versions, the original version, which, everywhere where it said where I said it was a replacement for the word God. And the Unite Invocation is there. We Love Us is there. Then there's the websites and then the references. And that's about it. There's also maybe a section or a page on asking me to speak at your next event. And I love to do speaker engagements. So I'm always available for that. So let's go back. I want to go back. Amber was saying, I'm still trying to figure out how to find the answers within. So that really comes back from that earlier supplement where we were talking about sitting quietly with yourself. That's where the answers are. The answers are within yourself. And the only way you're going to get them is to develop that practice of being quiet with yourself. It doesn't have to be called meditation. It can just be sitting quietly. But meditation is ultimately what you're doing. Sit quietly, having a hard time with that. That I understand that. I can understand how sitting quietly can be a difficult thing to do. Yeah, definitely. It can be a very difficult thing to do. So there's some tools you can use. You can get a pair of headphones, find some probably classical music, some Mozart maybe, or if you have the app Calm on your phone, there's lots of sounds and also musical pieces in there that are just nothing else but that going on, and she's not talking, it's just that sound. So you can do that. And then just sit. And sometimes if you're really having a hard time with it, it can really, a very good tool can be to use a candle. Or even, and I worry about, I've had a fire, so I hesitate when I say things like that. But you can get little LED candles that they look like a candle, but they're not an open flame. Obviously, if you're going to light a candle, be very careful. Make sure it's in something safe. And so if it melts down, if you fall asleep, it doesn't start a fire. Be very careful if you're using any kind of an open flame. But any kind of a candle or a simulated candle can be a wonderful thing to just stare at. So you put some headphones on so you get the external world blocked out. And then have something of focal for your eyes and just stare at that. And to stare at that and try to let the thoughts go. And again, thoughts will come. Nature sounds are also wonderful. I like nature sounds. One of my favorite sounds is putting on rain or meadow sound where you've got birds chirping and you might have a brook babbling in the background. And that Calm app has a lot of sounds like that are very helpful to use. And also YouTube, free YouTube, you can just Google meditation sounds, nature sounds, or meditation Mozart. And also probably almost every streaming platform at this point, you could probably Google meditation sounds and find playlists of all kinds of variety. If you want to work on a frequency, there are, on YouTube, you can find the Solfeggio frequencies. And if you look at the Hawkins Scale and then pick a frequency that will take you to where you want to be, because the frequencies go low and highs. Or if you're working on a specific chakra and you want to clear a chakra, you could play a specific, if you feel like, you're you're really feeling angry, and so your heart chakra really needs some attention, you can pick a frequency, pick a 528 frequency to listen to, and just sit quietly and do that. And that you may find to be helpful. Yes, and Amber is agreeing that finding exercise or meditation sounds and tones now has become very easy. I think COVID really brought a lot of that to the surface as well, because people were looking for things to do. I want to go back. Someone said exercise and then meditate. So that can be very good. That can be very helpful, because if you exercise first, you get your body sort of in an energized condition, and then it doesn't mind sitting down and being quiet for a while. So you can kind of work out some of that head buzzy energy out of yourself doing some exercise first. That's a great suggestion as well. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad, Amber, that this is helping. And again, it's a daily thing, right? Until you get to the point where it's become a natural feeling for you, it's going to be a challenge every day, because we're breaking down what are years of prior programming, prior body programming. You have a thing called cellular memory, and your body and the cells in your memory learns your patterns, and then they become very resistant to you changing your patterns. And that can be, and you can test me on this. Take your toilet paper off of the roll where you keep it and set it somewhere else, and just watch. You will have done it, right? So your brain knows where the toilet paper is now, and then just watch what happens. You will reach for that other place more often than not. It's just an easy example of showing you what cellular memory is. Well, so Amber is suggesting that maybe she's doing things backwards. And I'm reluctant to agree, because I think whatever routine works, but in the case where you're trying to achieve some things that don't seem to be working, then I think it makes sense to switch it up. But I can't say that the way you're doing them in this order is not a good way to do them, because it might be an order that works for everybody. I start out in bed with my a lot of gratitudes and easing of my housing. So I've noticed recently, and I'm not sure now how long it's been going on. It's been a while. But I don't think this is not a COVID thing that's happening to me now, I don't think, in terms of like relating to what it's coming from or what's generating it. But in the morning, I'm noticing now when I wake up, my housing is experiencing a fair amount of anxiety. And that manifests itself as a... how do I want to describe this? As a desire to not get out of bed, to just like stay in bed and be a hermit. And so I've been, while laying in bed, still starting a practice where I comfort myself by saying, and I think I've shared this recently in another setting, but I'll say, I'm God in expression, which is a 99, and numerologically it's a 99 phrase. And then I'll say, in service on purpose, And then I'll say illuminating wholeness. And so the whole phrase together is 399s. I'm God in expression, in service, on purpose, illuminating wholeness. And that gives me the strength to get up and get about my day. And then I go, about my day with the regular routine of some meditation, some writing. I've added some movement, which I didn't have, to my morning routine. So I've added 10 minutes of movement. I freely admit it. I can be a slug. My body does not like to get up and move around. I could be perfectly happy sitting for like a lot, but I'm also perfectly happy up and moving too. It's that transition. It's making that transition from I'm sitting to I'm moving, and I don't know what it is about me and my body, but it takes effort to get me off the couch. A lot of times the dog's laying in my lap, and I can blame it on him because I really don't I just love a pet in my lap. I love that experience. I feel honored that they're there sharing their life with me, and I hate to interrupt them. And so I'll make excuses to sit and continue working on the computer when I should really be like up and doing other things in the house. But, and a lot of people experience anxiety in the morning. And so finding a way to soothe that and greet the day is a great thing to try and come up with. Amber, I miss blaming it on the dogs. And I'm so glad to hear that you're feeling better. That's great. That's great. I actually have never really experienced anxiety until this year. I've never had that feeling before. So there's definitely something shifting even in my own life. So we've wrapped this up. We'll do a Q&A on Tuesday. And then the other thing I am looking for is some feedback on how you would like to see the, what did I call it now? Spiritual and heart-based coaching, I think it was. If you want to do it live, if you want, there's some different ways to do it. You could submit questions or call me or text me with your issues, and then I could just shoot a video that addresses those things and talks to those things and post it. Spiritual and heart-based coaching. Yes, perfect. I could just post it. And then you could the people that have been submitting questions, people could just listen to it whenever they wanted to. Well, that's what I'm asking, Amber, is do we want to do it live? Is it valuable to do it live? Or do you want to do it? Do you want to just submit questions and then have me just do a video with nobody live and then post it and you can watch it whenever? I like the live interaction, but I want to make this as accessible for everybody and make it work the best for everybody. And I don't know what that is. And I don't know if this time even is the right. So if we're going to go live, I'm going to stick to Sundays. But does this time work for everybody? Or would there be a better time? And then I'll have to look and see if I can shift it. Being in Alaska makes it a little tricky to know how it works for other folks. So that's the feedback you could give me. So Amber's saying she's leaning towards live, but understands the idea of sharing it with everybody as well. And still, everybody can still, even if we do it live, it'll still be out there for everybody to be able to see afterwards as well. It's just that element of is it important to get it on a timing so that you show up at a certain time and do the interaction live for yourselves. That's really the question. And I'm happy to do it however folks give me feedback for it. And if we get mixed feedback, then we'll do both or something. So it looks like we've got about 5 minutes left. If there's anything anybody wants to ask in the meantime, and you could text me at 907-351-3003 or call. Otherwise, I will plan on seeing you on Tuesday for the Q&A on this session. And then we'll go from there. So thank you again to everybody who joined today. And thank you, Amber. Try both. I think that's probably the way to go. We'll do it. People who can't show up live will be able to just submit questions and I'll answer them live and they can watch the recording afterwards. See you Tuesday, everyone. Namaste. Much love.